Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. The quest is afoot. We have to visit other worlds and do heart-related shenanigans with them. Unfortunately, we can't go back to Twilight Town right now, so I hope the Heartless aren't ripping apart Hayna, Benson, and Let right now.
Yeah, no, that would be a little awkward. You know Pence would be the slowest motherfucker in a zombie apocalypse anyway, so...
Really? Alright.
You know, I was seeing Chip and Dale back there, and since, you know, we did the last one, there's been that questionable Rescue Rangers movie that came out. Yeah, I mean, you know, I didn't watch it, of course, because I don't watch things or have fun, but I read the synopsis for that. I'm like, why the hell would you even make this kind of movie as, like, like a real-life meta sequel to that show? It just, I don't know, it did not look good at all.
It wasn't great. It had its moments, but I rated it 5 out of 10 in my media thread, I believe. Love what you've done with the ship here, Spar. It's great.
just this fucking... I hate this thing, and yet at the same time, I guess I don't blame you for making it this way.
Good one to start off with. But yeah, the Gummy ship sections have been massively improved from how they were in the first game.
Actually more fun to play through. I'm looking forward to when we go back to that one stage that was like the you know, was that highway, and then that thing was chasing us and it was playing like that Mega Man X kind of track. I actually really like that level.
Sorry, I can't take this fucking thing seriously.
Watching this stupid piece of shit spin around firing lasers, God.
Oh, what a way to celebrate 15 years of schlock. But yeah, I know the one you're talking about. That's actually one of my favourite tracks in the original. Not so in the Final Mix version, because like I think I mentioned, they remastered all or most of the tracks, and that's one that sounds just different enough to kind of be like, eh. It's like a dog without a collar.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't know they remixed that track. I guess I've only listened to the original version. I guess we'll see how it sounds, but I mean, if you don't like it, so...
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was different enough to make me go, and go find the MIDI original.
Yeah, and change is weird. I hate it, and true. You know, that's how I feel, too.
God, what does CFH stand for? HFC, there we go.
Like, he didn't even line it up as, like, a straight line of letters. No, he did it at a fucking diagonal.
This is going to be the extent of our commentary for these sections. I hope you guys realize.
Yeah, you know, with a lot of these kind of games, it's obviously more fun to play them as opposed to hearing two people talk about them, so...
One of the things I wanted to do with this, you know, anniversary playthrough is, like, not take it overly serious. Because, like I said, this isn't Helldragon's job. I want him to have fun when he comes on and does this stuff.
You know, we're just shooting the breeze. And I mean, like, are you really going to sit here and be like, well, these are spoilers for, like, I don't even know how old this game is. Like, 20, 25 years old at this point? I'd have to actually get a marker for you on this one.
I believe it came out in Japan in 2006. I think this was 2007.
Oh, shoot. That's like, well, it's almost 20 years. It's getting up there.
Actually, it was 2005 for Japan.
Oh, wow. Phew.
Now, when did Final Mix come out? This, like, I don't know. Ah, 2007 was what I was thinking of for Final Mix. There we go.
I mean, the only anniversary I'm admittedly tracking in terms of games, this is going to be the 20th anniversary... No, I'm sorry, the 30th anniversary of Doom this year, so...
Oh no, my hand is turning to dust, and now my legs are turning to dust. That may be unrelated to time passing, but, you know.
We're all just getting older and sadder as time goes by.
Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Yes, they have no bananas.
How did you feel... I think you did watch this. How did you feel about the live-action remake they did of Mulan? Because I heard mixed things. Like, I heard it was... Like, it kind of undermined the theme of the original by giving Mulan, like, super good and have, like, magical-esque abilities. Like, what did you think about it?
Well, there was that, and there was also the fact that they shot near live, real slave camps and whatnot.
Really?
Yes, that is absolutely true.
I did not know that part. Do tell me more.
Well, I will have to look it up, but I haven't actually seen it. I do not plan on watching it. I've seen Mulan 2, and that was enough for me. The original film is still pretty good, I believe.
I mean, after watching Mulan 2, I don't doubt your desire to not watch any more Mulan material.
Okay, Mulan concentration camp controversy. And then there's like credit sequence raises questions.
We have to now see if some of this is legit or if some of this is like actual clickbait. I mean, that's what we have to do these days. We can't, everything on the internet you gotta like read and really scrutinize, you know?
Alright, the backlash surfaced as a result of the film's credit sequence where there is an extended thanks to the Turpan Municipal Bureau of Public Security. The rap, I'm reading this on hit.com by the way, claims that the Turban Bureau has helped China's communist government imprison Muslims in concentration camps. Therefore, audiences and spectators have questioned the decision to include this acknowledgement in the film, currently streaming on Disney+.
God. Fuck me, man. Ugh.
If it wasn't enough that we gotta deal with that shit, we don't even get Eddie Murphy as everyone's wisecracking dragon friend Mushu.
To be fair, we didn't get Steve Buscemi when we did Kingdom Hearts 3 and they went to the Monsters Inc. world.
Oh yeah.
And you are?
I'm Mulan.
Randall was probably the least good out of the sound-alikes in that game. He was decent, you know, I didn't have any problem with him. But the dudes playing Sully and Mike, Sully especially, were pretty good.
One of my family's guardians.
I know with Monsters at Work, you know, they got back John Goodman and Billy Crystal, obviously, but I know there wasn't a Randall in that series, but I kind of wish there was, at least as a cameo, just so we can get Steve Buscemi to say something stupid. I don't know.
Indeed. Well, Randall was evidently fired after the whole incident in the film, but that's kind of a shame that Monsters at Work turned out kind of mid, because I was looking forward to that, and then I never watched a single episode.
I heard that the concept was like, you know, I thought it was kind of interesting because they had one of the characters, you know, just kind of went through the college and they graduated, and then they graduated into an industry that didn't need their skills anymore, and I thought that was pretty fucking relevant these days, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's working.
I don't know. Those two would fall for anything.
Got 'em.
I'm right here.
Hey, don't, Mushu, don't do that. Come on.
So, Mulan and the Land of Dragons, because they didn't want to just call it China, I guess. What's your opinion on this world, mate?
I thought the world was okay. You know, I have seen Mulan. You know, like you, I do think it's a decent enough film. I'm trying to recall if I had any major gripes with this world, and I don't really have any off the top of my head. It's, again, guys, it's been so fucking long, so I've got to re-experience the world with you to kind of see if any complaints come to mind.
I guess I could do one that's kind of relevant across the board for Kingdom Hearts, in that Mulan as a film without its music is okay, but with its music, it is propped up massively. So to not have anything like I'll Make a Man Out of You and stuff like that, it's a little bit lacking. It's one of the blander worlds in Kingdom Hearts for me.
We can either not have music, or we can have them try to make up their own songs for it, and as we'll see when we get to Atlantica, that doesn't pan out that well.
Well, at least we got to see Sora socked in the face by a midget. That's always fun.
You think Donald would have done that by now? It's so weird, actually, that Donald is a mage when he absolutely should have been a monk. Just because he would just go in there and beat the shit out of everybody physically if he could.
Please.
Please?
What kind of pussy shit is that?
Do it or I'll cut your balls off.
Okay, that's more like it. I'm still not fully convinced, though.
What a shrimp!
Who you calling a shrimp? Hand and lips? I'm a
That's some kind of
bona-fide
weird,
Korean dragon.
otherworldly slur that I'm not
Let's
aware
just
of.
get back in line, okay?
Whose side are you on? I just got slugged.
Soldiers! Get back in line.
Now, these are all the original VAs, I believe. Now, this is not Donny Osmond. He was the singing voice for Shang in the movie.
Who played him normally?
Let's have a look. I don't know why your use of the word normally makes me laugh. Mulan, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Heartless.
Well, I also mean the original. Well, get both. You know, I want to know who played him in the movie as well.
Fair enough.
I hope you're ready.
Battle theme is pretty cool, though.
I thought the morale thing was kind of silly, now that I think about it. I was never really in a situation where it ran out. It just seems kind of like an extraneous extra meter to look at.
Okay, BD Wong plays Li Shang in the original and reprises his role for Kingdom Hearts 2. You may know him as the scientist in Jurassic Park.
Yes, I definitely remember that particular character.
He's also in Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
I don't watch that, go on.
Great, now I have to go down and find some more stuff. Wow, there is not much stuff for me to reference here. He was in Kim Possible as Agent Will Do. Haha, I get it.
That's a good little pun, actually.
Video games. Kingdom Hearts and Jurassic Park stuff.
Finally, something I know, Kingdom Hearts.
There it is.
I do know that Jackie Chan sang as him in Mandarin.
Yes.
Which I thought was an interesting kind of casting choice, but I listened to that version of the song. It was good.
It is, yeah, I quite like it a lot. You know, I'm thinking about it, your monk appraisal of Donald is seeming more accurate by the second.
If you're gonna be like a fucking mage, you know, and I'm speaking obviously from a Dungeons & Dragons point of view, they're very focused on study and memorization and hanging in the back so nobody fucking touches them and they die. But Donald is absolutely not that sort of person to have that sort of patience. So I don't know. I really do think he would have been more suited as the monk or some other kind of fighter.
Ah, the surprise attack. We'll go surprise, and then attack them from the front. That's how a surprise works, right?
I mean, it was kind of interesting in this world, though, that they had kind of like a mission structure, in a way, where you can kind of choose what order you wanted to do things, and again, worry about that little morale meter, but, you know, it spiced things up enough.
Yeah, it makes the world seem a lot more unique and whatnot, because obviously a lot of these places are just open battle arenas, you know, given a little bit of background flavor to make it seem more natural. You know, I'm going into, you know, aesthetic theory here, but yeah, I get what you mean. And I will say, like, I prefer the world design in Kingdom Hearts 3, but 2 doesn't slouch when it comes to giving gimmicks to these worlds to make them seem unique.
I will give them a pass that, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 was on the PS4, obviously, and this was PS2. They did still have sizable limitations back in the day, so they had to do what they could to mix things up, which is appreciated. Really, the only main problem I have, I guess, with these kind of missions, that you have to deal with Ping, who, as we know, until Mulan actually becomes Mulan, blossoms into Mulan, as you will, Ping fucking sucks. So don't rely on him for anything.
Yeah, it has to be like a Cecil thing, where he goes from a paladin to a Dark Knight, or strike that, reverse it, really.
Cecil in Dissidia was good because, like, he had the dual classes, but he would change between them based on when he would use his HP attacks. So I thought that was a pretty neat gimmick, actually.
Man, I really want a new Dissidia.
Yeah, like, the last one was, like, NT, and that one turned into, like, a weird, super open 3v3 kind of party mishmash. I don't know, I really liked the 1v1. I wasn't a fan of the strikers that they had in Duodecim. But, you know, I think they should take that formula and kind of refine it, because I thought that was pretty fun. I really enjoyed those games.
I would settle for a Duodecim port. Nice pose there, Goofy. Not bad. I give you a C+, which is a pass.
Wait, you're not dead? Great. Alright, here's your next assignment.
I mean, honestly, if your soldiers come back, that should automatically get a passing grade.
Well, I mean, that's just a waste of resources at that point.
I guess so. This is probably the trickiest mission to date, because these fuckers love to hide behind the tents.
I guess morale is kind of a timer, but it refills so easily. Again, I just don't think it had enough of a threat during these missions. I guess, you don't want... That's the hard part. You don't want to make the timer too annoying. At the same time, it has to have some weight. I don't think anybody likes timers of these sort in any video game anyway, so it's kind of a losing battle.
What would be the alternative, though, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not much of a game designer or much of a game player in general.
Whoa!
I recently... yeah, I know, weird, right? But, yeah, I recently bought, like, a boomer shooter bundle, and I'm fucking trash at the new boomer shooters, I gotta admit, so I'm not really the best depot for game advice.
I love FPSs as well. I don't play as many as you might think from me saying such a thing. But, you plop a Doom Eternal down in front of me, a Time Splitters 3, a Titanfall 2, and I'm happy as a clam, really. Well, a clam that happens to have hands able to play a video game.
I do love how the theme of this world is like, you guys are great, but Ping is just the most fucking worthless. You should go home. I hate you. Personally die right in front of me. It just absolutely does not fucking let up and how much he hates Ping.
Look, I will accept a dog, a duck, and this motherfucker right here in black. But something's off about you, Ping.
He'll accept the dog, he'll accept the duck, but a vagina, keep that out. It's just...
Alright. Onwards and upwards. The mountain, that is. Do love the hopping zombies here of Chinese lore.
Those are Oh no, I'm gonna have to pronounce this word, and I don't think I'm gonna say it right. Jiangxi. I don't know.
You were pretty close. I'm gonna give you a B for that.
Oh, good. At least it's not like, oh, I hate you for not doing that,
I find that so obnoxious when someone is, like, trying to be polite and pronounces stuff almost right, and then someone who isn't even connected to the language is like, you said that wrong, how offensive.
No, actually, you completely fucked it up, and you shouldn't be alive.
Well, you're a wanker, a tosser, and you are no mate of mine.
That's harsh, man. That really gets me right here.
That really spills my tea, so it does. Look, we're in China. They drink tea as well. Actually well before Britain was even a thing, so...
I bought a bunch of tea that I intended to drink because I'm doing like an intermittent fasting kind of thing, where, I just only eat within a time window. But I just end up having a bunch of decaf coffee instead, so... I guess I'm trying to find the right word to describe the flavor of coffee. Is it savory? It's not really savory. Bitter, I guess. But I put a bunch of sweetener in mine anyway, so I don't know.
Well, if it's sweet, it would be sweet. If it's not sweet, it would be savory.
I guess I like that little coffee undertone, but no, it's gotta taste like sugar, otherwise I'm not interested,
Yeah, I like coffee flavor. I've never been a fan of drinking coffee itself. My mum loves coffee. Guess I just got the tea gene from my granddad.
For me, what I've been doing is, I have coffee, I've been, using non-dairy, zero sugar creamer. I add sweetener to it, which I guess defeats the point, but we're trying to not have calories, and then I add cocoa powder sometimes in mine. It gets a really nice kind of chocolatey deep sort of flavor. I'm not a fucking connoisseur, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna tell you my fucking coffee strats. My food cooking is not great, so I'm just telling you what I like.
Fair enough. Just before we get off the subject of tea and coffee preferences, during the day I drink regular, I think it's Assam blend tea. Stuff you can find just on supermarket shelves. Tetley is my brand of choice, or Yorkshire tea. And then at night I have a Twinings, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's like lemon something. It has 0 caffeine, so after 8 o'clock I usually switch to that.
So I actually found a really nice, it's like a vanilla caramel kind of nighttime tea. And again, I don't make it for some reason, but when I've had it in the past, it's really good and it's really relaxing, and I really should be having it more. Basically, it has to be candy, or I'm not gonna have it.
Fair enough. Hope you enjoyed this discussion on tea and whatnot. Oh, you wouldn't have got this 15 years ago.
Man, what are we gonna fucking tell you guys? Hey, guess what? Ping's a chick. It's just the spoilers for the movie, guys. It's just, come on.
Now all of China knows you're here.
Yeah, I want you to fight the boss by yourself. I'm sure this will pan out. This coming from Mushu, of all people.
I love how they changed. Well, I suppose I should leave this for next time, but it's just funny to see him walking about in the open when they were explicitly told this is a bad thing.
I guess I gotta put that model in use somewhere, and he can't have Mulan talking. I'm not. Fuck, I'm mixing up the people. I'm sorry. Just look, it's PS2. We just kind of have to roll with it.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, Shan Yu has a goon cave.
There it is! There is his goon cave! Let's go shut down this goon cave, lads.
I always love when they give you the maps, because some areas are literally just a fucking square. I don't know how you can get lost in those, I don't know.
My favorites are like in Jensen's place, where it's just a circular room.
Oh good, thanks. Thank you for that helpful map.
At that point, just automatically have the map when you enter an area, I feel.
Yeah, I don't even know why it has to be like an item that you acquire. Just make it a thing.
Ooh, this looks like an obvious knot trap.
But at the end of it, could be the hook shot, you never know, ancient Chinese hook shot, could be useful. Yeah, you're crazy, there's nobody here in this cave, but clearly you aren't seeing it right.
Yes, talking duck, you are wrong.
I can't believe these two animals are taking orders from a third animal.
Oh, well, look, Mushu, you were wrong. How about that?
Well, they got one of those DMC fight everybody in the arena walls.
They existed outside of DMC.
Man, I forgot Shan Yu was drawing like a fucking demon in this movie with the fucking cat eyes and the fang. In case you didn't know that the Mongols were evil, I guess?
Oh, you can't have the dangerous Huns being shown as good guys now.
I guess I don't know if they've really changed this tactic. You know, I actually, now that I think about it, from a lot of the movies I've heard about recently, that come from like Disney and Pixar, things like that, they kind of sometimes don't have central villains. It's been more of a thing where the conflict, I guess, is more like environmental or internal or something like that. Like, it's not really a strict good versus bad guy kind of battle. How do you feel about that?
Mixed, honestly. Some of the films I've watched are pretty cool. You know, I felt Encanto was decent. That was generational trauma. But then you had Soul, which also dealt with trauma. And then you had Turning Red, which also dealt with trauma. And look, I threw my lot in with Steven Universe. I've had 7 years or so of trauma-based entertainment. I'm good.
No, I understand. I mean, Turning Red did have a lot of trauma kind of associated with it that I felt was important. You know, I'm not a teenage girl, of course, but, you know, there was that whole thing with them, you know, getting older and having, like, a metaphor for it, and, you know, hitting the Twin Towers around that time. It's just really kind of, you know, it's just so much to think about.
You fucker. I knew it was coming. I doubted myself for a second. I was like, no, he's obviously not going to talk about it. But then, boom. It's a good job I got that hyper healing, because, Jesus, I'm on my last legs here.
Yeah, you gotta heal yourself from the burn you just took.
Ugh. But, yeah, like the last few Pixar Disney films have been okay. Not really so sure about the upcoming Elemental and whatnot, but that one about the whole Wishing Star thing that's coming out later this year looks pretty cool, at least conceptually.
And, well, I know that Zootopia, it was going to deal with, like, more race relations, but then they kind of just made that twist villain nonsense for that, which I think, I don't know, that seemed to really undermine the theme of the film, from what I understand.
Well, more tea-based stuff, most likely because we're hacks, next time in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.